You just really you just really randomly like was like, man, I want to go hard.
Yeah.
And we're like, right now. Random. He's like, yeah, right now.
Jake walked into the room, saw that volume button, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna turn up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, this is the Lousy Advice Podcast.
Here we are.
Here we are. I'm Eric.
We can never just have a normal intro. We can never just do that.
No, it's
gonna be talking about a previous episode
or something. It's just gonna be like, yeah.
There's just a certain point when we're all in podcast mode. We're like, yeah, we're all vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're vibing.
And I like that, you know. I don't like a formal like hello and welcome to this week's edition of
yeah.
Just ease into it.
Do a little vocal foreplay.
Yeah. What's up with you and bringing up foreplay every single time we podcast?
I don't know. I feel like the euphemism's right there. It's like you got to ease it. You say something like you got to ease into it, and I'm like, oh well, that implies this other thing. I don't mean to imply anything sexual. I'm just saying simply that's what it brought up. Jake,
I just noticed it was like the third time that I think the foreplay metaphor has been brought up in 3 episodes.
You're welcome.
You know?
It's important.
Yeah, you know, it is important. Yes. Kids these days just aren't about it. So
they
gotta keep it alive.
What's up, Shelby?
Guys. So the reason that I am so stony baloney right now is because normally Caitlin and I have plenty of weed. Like, you would never guess that we would ever run out of weed on this planet. But finally run dry, and we're back down to the last little bit. So we've been rationing ourselves.
Oh.
And I just found my stash of Christmas weed that I won at our holiday party.
Ooh.
And we were like, what? Yes.
Grandpa weed.
So we just went in and the grandpa weed. So we just went in and like, I forgot that we were doing podcast. So you caught me at the tail end of us like celebrating the fact that we don't have to ration weed right now.
Yeah.
Go off.
So, and then she was like making sandwiches and I heard my phone going off and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a fun podcast.
No, it's going to be a nice little mukbang moment.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It's like
it's ASMR mukbang.
Yeah, but you're eating.
Yeah.
So people have full mukbang channels where they get like all this expensive seafood, like a ton of shit, and they just sit there like, and it's
Can
like
you guys
all.
hear me doing that?
No.
Okay.
There was one because this H3H3 did a video talking about mukbang channels, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this one. I couldn't watch the video because it was this woman eating like live squids.
Oh, I hate that. I hated that one.
And she was like killing him on camera, and I was like, "No, stop! Like I can't watch this. This is horrible."
Well, did you?
And then eating it.
There was I don't know if it was the same video, but she was trying to eat an octopus.
Yeah, and it attacked her.
And it attacked her. I was like, "Good fucking for you."
I saw that.
It like the suction cup suctioned her so hard that it like ripped her skin. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, stop fucking chomping it, like Jesus."
Oh my god.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm not trying to food shame anybody, but stop doing that.
I am. I am.
Yeah.
I'm
cool.
So welcome to my brain
it's
right
good,
now.
It's good to see and or hear you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, can you guys see each other?
We can see each other.
Aw, hold on.
No, it's okay. I mean, if you want to join the video party, jump on in. If you want to jump into this metaphorical pool, the water's fine.
Yeah.
What's
Even
up,
though you've
Shelby?
been in a real good pool.
What's up?
I didn't know you guys could see each other.
Raise the roof.
I'm having a 7 and 7.
I'm looking pretty beat up right now, but that's fine.
You're looking great. I'm drinking my afternoon coffee.
That's good.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Eric and I just bought an espresso. No, we're still waiting for it. Eric and I bought an espresso machine, and it's gonna be sick. I was never a barista at any point in my life, so I'm excited to learn all of the different.
I
know. So Shelby, when we eventually live together, it's gonna be sick.
I know. That's why I asked if you guys had a frothing station on it, because I'm like, ooh, get frothy.
We're gonna have a whole table that's just dedicated to the espresso machine and syrups and all that. It's gonna be. It's like, oh my god, it's gonna be so cute.
Oh my god, I cannot wait.
Get ready to live in a gay household.
I'm so ready.
It's about to be a party.
I'm so ready. I'm always so happy when I come over to your guys' house, so I'm really excited to be a roommate.
Yeah. Oh my God. So another week's passed, and it feels like it's been 2 days, but it also feels like it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's felt horrible.
I was able to at least distract myself by building a computer last week, so
I know. So you just built it from scratch, or it was from spare parts?
Yeah, it was cool. Well, it was just, I just ordered all the parts. So my like previous computer, Cody actually built for me.
Sick.
And so this is my first time ever building one myself, and it was like really easy and cool. And now I'm like addicted to like doing it. It's like super fun.
Are you just gonna build computers now? Is that your new job?
Yeah. It should be, because it's actually really fun.
Do it.
I was like shocked at how fun it was.
Do it. Fuck Amazon. Go off.
Because it got me so stoked that Nicole's needed a computer for a while, so we ordered parts, and I'm going to build her one this week. So like a $300 PC that she can play like games on. So
gotta love it. Shelby, is that a corn on the cob? Is that a full corn on the cob? That's sick.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. No, I'm not shaming. I'm simply acknowledging what I'm seeing. It's a good way to eat corn. It's a great way to eat corn. So how else are you supposed to eat corn, Shelby? You can cream it, but it's not as good. If you just get the kernels, I mean, it's fine, but it takes
you can pop it.
It's not as good.
No, but see, popping is a different type. Like, okay, I guess that's what we're talking about, but it's like a different. It's like, so there's corn in general, and then there's popcorn. It's like it's a snack as opposed to like a meal food. Popcorn's not a meal food, it's a snack. It's a sweet treat. Can be sweet. What are you guys watching?
Okay, so I'm going to start then. This week, the last drive-in with Joe Bob Briggs came back on, which is something that I love.
So what is that exactly? Because I've seen clips that you've sent, but I'm still fairly unaware of what it is.
So I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of like a horror host person, right?
Yes.
Where they essentially will present movies, and then they'll interrupt them with. Some people do skits, some people do comedy stuff. It just depends on who it is, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
And so Joe Bob's been doing it since like the 80s, and he actually hosted the first horror movie I ever saw, because he used to do a show on TNT called Monster Vision in the 90s. And then that whole horror host thing has kind of fallen out of fashion recently. And then it was like 2 years ago at this point, they were like, we're going to do a 24-hour Joe Bob marathon. He's got to host these movies, and it's going to be the last time he ever does it. But it was so like successful, and they like broke all the servers trying to get it to like get everybody to watch it, that they ended up renewing it for like a new show. And so this is like the second season of it.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, and his personality is that he's kind of he likes like exploitation movies, or like really super like low quality movies. Like he's really invested in the horror and the weird side of it, as opposed to like, if you watch like Elvira or something, she's not showing the things that he's showing or whatever. Like most horror hosts are showing older stuff, and he's like showing like like Basket Case and stuff like that, where it's like really weird 80s stuff,
like grotesque, kind of just gore, like Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, like those kind of things, sure. Which I hate Cannibal Holocaust. Which when I get to one of the movies I watched, I couldn't even finish it.
Ooh, okay.
It was so bad. But he and the reason why he's like my favorite out of the horror hosts is because he has this like no nonsense Texas kind of drinking beer, sitting on the couch. Like, it's not some big like Elvira thing or like Svengoolie thing where it's some like character that's like in a Dracula cape or anything like that. It's like he's just a dude that likes horror movies and likes going to the drive-in and wants to like talk about him, as opposed to like this whole like over the top thing.
Do you think that that's a character though?
It is, certainly, because he's like this like really accomplished like writer guy.
Oh,
and
okay.
And his like his it's a little bit of a character where he's like this like Texan kind of dude. Because I think he's from Texas, but he lived in like New York for most of his life, so he's obviously a very educated person.
Gotcha.
yeah, he just like presents these awesome movies that a lot of times, which I love. Which, like I said, I'm going to go into one that I absolutely couldn't finish. Um, but he like so the first movie that he showed off was Chopping Mall,
Okay.
which, if you don't know, is like a 1986 movie about killer robots in a mall, which the title Chopping Mall does not imply whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no
'cause
like
it
action
sounds-
involved.
There's no chopping at all. It's just robots shooting lasers at kids. In
Yeah.
fact, I sent that shot. I sent that shot of that chick's head exploding from the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Is that what that's from?
Yes.
Oh.
Shelby.
I'm just listening horrified, by the way. But it's fine.
Oh my god, it's the most cheesy, over the top, hilarious. It's a great movie. It's like a total recommend. It's a total party movie where you just like sit down with your friends and watch and just laugh at it because it's so ridiculous and funny and weird. But he was ranting before the movie about sex robots, right?
Love.
And that's where the incel clip that I was sending was coming in.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like, these dipshits that hate women just need to get one of these, I guess, because they're so like, their personality is so repugnant that nobody would ever date them. So he's just going on this long rant about that. It was like a 20-minute rant about it. So good. So he has this like weird Texan attitude, but then he's like talking about how much incels suck, which is such a weird contrast between the two things anyway.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Chopping Mall, it's really fun. It's got a lot of sort of 80s horror famous actresses and actors in it, like people that were in like a ton of stuff, and it's just a fun, good time about kids for some reason staying at night at a mall where there's these security robots and like lightning hits the mall.
Hell yeah.
Because there's a lightning storm, of course, outside, and it like short circuits the robots and they start killing people. And me and Nicole, every time we watch it, we're always like, what is going on here? Because all the teenage kids are all in a furniture store, like banging like 10 feet apart from each other.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you doing? This is so weird. Oh, it's so weird, but it's great. It's a really fun watch. That head explosion I sent is probably, it's like a top 5 head explosion in a movie for sure.
No, it was incredibly jarring. Yeah.
I would be interested to hear your rankings on those in a future episode.
Yeah, number 1 is fucking Scanners for sure.
Oh, okay.
But it's a really fun movie because it's like really funny actually. Like there are so many jokes and there are so many funny moments. It's like the perfect blend of the funny horror movie where you can sit down and have a couple drinks with people and watch it and be like, this is so ridiculous.
Gotcha.
It's like a great group movie, which most, if it's going to be a horror movie, I either want to be so horrified that it's like disturbing me, like Hereditary.
Oh yeah,
example. Or I want it to be so fun, like Chopping Mall, that it's like I want to sit around with people and just enjoy this and just enjoy how strange and fun it is.
Yeah, it's either
like Freddy versus Jason.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like don't be ambiguous about it. Pick a side. So either really fuck me up and like break my heart and my brain and make me terrified, or just get goofy with it.
Yeah, just have some fun.
Yeah.
Because when you watch these older movies like this, you understand that they didn't think they were making the scariest thing ever.
No.
Like they realized they were making a movie about killer robots in a mall, so they were just like, fuck it. Like let's put killer robots in a mall. So that is a definite recommend from me. The second movie he showed, which I'll go over quicker because I couldn't even finish it. I got 40 minutes into the two. It was like over 2 hours. It was like 2 hours and 44 minutes because the way Joe Bob does it is they show like 20 to 30 minutes and then he cuts in and tells you facts about the movie and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that usually lasts 10 to 15 minutes and then they go back to the movie. So Bloodsucking Freaks, which is the second movie, I only got about 40 minutes into the 2 hours and 40 minutes of it because it was so bad.
What's it about?
It was really bad. So it's about, okay, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. A magician
Hot.
/ stage director
Hot.
that okay, it's about to turn for the worse. Okay, that kidnaps women and subjugates them
Ooh.
to be like these like weird BDSM slaves, and, like them on stage in front of people. Like it really was like not up my reality whatsoever.
Wait, so it's
It
just
is-
Marilyn Manson?
Dude, it was,
Ah!
to be honest with you, pretty much, because it was like, it's like literally like, by the time we got to the fourth scene where a naked woman was being tortured, I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah,
Like when's something gonna happen?
yeah.
Like, besides this.
That sucks.
I
Yeah.
value you as a human, logic.
Well, I mean, it was. I described it to somebody earlier. I was like, this is the most unerotic, disgusting BDSM porn I've ever seen. Like, it's
Yeah.
like really.
Ugh,
It's like not. It's like
gross.
I don't understand how anybody can enjoy it. It was like really bad. So yeah, that was a definite. Cannot recommend that in any way. Don't even think of the title of it anymore because it was so bad.
I know. I
Oh,
forgot the title of
God.
it.
You're better off for that.
Good.
So that's a no recommend. But you can't win them all. At
Yeah.
least Chopping Mall was fun.
Yeah. No. I mean,
Shopping Mall sounds fun. I actually want to watch that.
Yeah, it's
kinda,
a good
huh?
one.
That sounds.
I have
It
it on
sounds
Blu-ray
hella
first.
goofy.
It is goofy. Like it's
Yeah.
like over the top goofy for sure. Because like the robots kill people and they go "Have a nice day" and it's like great.
You know what I want to watch again that I haven't watched in a long time? Tremors.
Oh, I love Tremors. It's fun.
Did you ever watch it, Shelby?
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. That movie's pretty old.
Yeah, I think it was the early '90s, late '80s, or something.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
probably 92 or 93. I would guess.
I
I would
had
say.
to have been in like high school the last time I saw that movie.
Yeah.
90. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's a fun. I mean, it's a fun. Tremors is fun. It's just. It's
Yeah.
like it's got that element of like, oh, this is silly, but it's also kind of serious. So it's like, ooh, let's like see what happens. You know.
Yeah, because like I was saying earlier, Hereditary, you don't want to sit down and watch with your friends.
No, that movie's fun.
No, but we did.
Yes, we did.
You know what we did actually? So we watched it at Eric's old place in San Francisco, which
no.
was rickety as fuck.
Oh, that house is. Yeah, that house shakes.
Yeah, sketchy. It does. So we watched it, and then most of the way through, Eric were like, "Oh, like we're gonna go to bed. Are you good out here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I like had their teddy bear that I love, and I was like, "I'm fine." And
Yeah.
like I finished it and fell asleep. And then like halfway through the night, I like woke up and I was like, like, and that house is just so rickety that it was like creaking because it was San Francisco and like I believe it was like getting into the winter time.
Yeah.
So it was like it was pretty windy and I was like, oh, teddy bear.
But what's also scary about that being the movie that's giving you nightmares are those scenes specifically with what's his name sleeping, and then like he'll wake up and see the shapes, and it's like somebody standing in the corner, and then it's like his sister and her head fall. Like, oh my god. So
it was haunting.
Yeah, that's not a good movie to get like sleepy nightmares
Yeah.
from.
Not at all.
But we did. We out here.
We did. We exist. Oh my god. That's dope.
I'm pretty.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun though. That still was a fun day. I stand by that.
That was a fun day. That was a good day. Shelby, what have you been watching? Anything cool?
Okay, yeah. So I have been rewatching The Hills, MTV's The Hills. So I was a huge Laguna Beach stan, like humongous. I have all of the seasons on DVD.
Do you remember where they
Yeah.
go to a Blink-182 concert?
Yeah. It was at the end of
That was it. No, I just thought it was so
Yeah.
funny.
He just wanted to make sure you remembered.
I do because it's cringy. It's super cringy. But oh my gosh! And then they get into a fight in the parking lot with the little person.
Yeah, they do.
Anyway, yeah. So
There was a little person in Bloodsucking Freaks, by the way.
okay.
Just so you knew.
Anyway, so I was a huge Laguna Beach stan, and so because of that, was a big old fan of The Hills. And I saw recently that they have it on Hulu, so I started it from season 1, and right now I'm finally to the episode where Spidey breaks up and Heidi goes to Colorado, and then Lauren goes to Paris to forget about Brody and like meet some hot guitarist guy, and then they go to a fashion show.
Oh my god.
I'm such a like.
Honestly, though,
I love this shit, man. I love it. And watching it now, they're such bad actors.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, though, good for them. Like, get your goals, queen.
Yeah.
I want to go to France and a fashion show.
And then Brody gets a girlfriend, which is whack.
Why? Is the girlfriend shitty?
Because him and Lauren had been dating, but he like didn't want to put a label on it. And then she goes to Paris, and the second day she's there, someone calls her and is like, "We saw Brody at a club, and he's calling this girl his girlfriend." It's very
hell
scandalous.
yeah! I bet they found her on
We love the scandal.
MySpace. I bet they found her on MySpace.
And I'm looking for somebody to give me their HBO Go password because Aaron canceled his. But Kate's watching True Blood, and I want to watch it now too.
A lot of HBO's content is now on Hulu.
I wonder.
Check to see if it's on Hulu, because I know a lot of those shows at the moment are on Hulu. Like I watched that McDonald's Mega Million documentary on Hulu.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I think The Outsider's on Hulu. The whole show is. So a lot of that HBO
Oh, really?
shit. Yeah, a lot of the HBO stuff is on there right now. Check to see. I don't know if True Blood is.
If it is, I'm gonna be so excited. If not, I'm just gonna pay the $15 a month because it's worth it. But
yeah,
still,
especially for a month where a lot of time is being spent at home.
Pays for itself. So I've been watching The Hills, and then I watched. Oh my God! I finished BoJack Horseman, and it broke my heart.
So what season are they on? Or is like the series over?
It's over.
This was
it's done. Yeah, it's done.
What season did they end on?
I think it was like 6 or 7.
Really?
It was a lot of seasons. Yeah, it was really fucking heavy though. When I watched it a few years ago, I tried to give it a chance and I hated it so much. And I hated it a lot. And then I came back to it a few weeks ago and was like, you know what? I'm going to try it again. Because a lot of people that I know really love it. And I loved it. And it was not funny at all because it made me cry many times.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's great.
No,
I highly recommend.
It gets more and more rough as it goes on, for sure.
Yeah, it's really hard to deal with, but it's great. It's super great.
Because I think I stopped watching in season 3. Like
man,
I think I finished season 3 and then season 4 came back and I was like, oh, I'm fine.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, not that it was bad. I think I just lost interest.
Jake, I implore you to try it because I think it's right up your alley.
Yeah, I've just never taken the time to watch it. I don't watch a lot of TV, so.
Yeah, see, I don't watch a lot of movies, so we're contrasted in that. Yeah.
You guys are the oppos.
My attention span is too short for movies for the most part. So, Eric, what have you been watching?
The entirety of the show Roswell.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, pretty much. So Eric had he used to watch the show and he's like, let's just watch the pilot. And this was like a few weeks ago. And we've been talking about watching the pilot for a long time, but then finally it's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, this is gonna be great. And I watched it and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm on board. This show is a lot. It's just a lot. Like, cause I'm now on season 3, episode like 8. And each episode's like 55 minutes ish. And they think there's like 20 episodes a season. I don't know. It's a lot of content, but it's been really good for the most part. The first season was really cool. The second season was messy, and also the writing wasn't as great. And the third season is just kind of like giving up in a way where it's like, let's just throw every idea that we can into this and see what happens. But it's really good. I think it's great. It's alien teen drama. It's teen drama sci-fi.
So like Teen Wolf, but with aliens?
Kinda, except, well, I don't remember Teen Wolf all that well. Were all of the actors definitely in their 30s playing high school students?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, well,
yeah,
then it very much is, because like, so it's Katherine Heigl and Colin Hanks. Do you guys know that they were in the show?
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
no, I did not know that.
I think it was Colin Hanks' first gig.
Pre or post Grey's Anatomy?
Pre. This was in
This is 99, right?
99, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was like one of her first big gigs. It was Colin Hanks' first gig, apparently. That's what Eric was saying. But I guess because like in season 2, something happens where like he leaves for a bit, and it was when he booked Orange County.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, that's so great. But yeah, the show is it's fun. It's fun and bad, and like some of it's just messy and problematic and silly, but I'm into it. And that Dido song is the theme song.
So that's what stemmed that.
Yeah, that tweet where I was like, everyone's sleeping on Dido. It was supposed to be funny because like she's been around. It's not like no, and she's like
Forever.
hella
Yeah.
famous. Like, why is everybody sleeping on her? It's like, what? I was supposed to be confusing and funny because I am both of those things. But yeah, it's really good. So I've been watching that almost exclusively. We watched a movie recently. What did we watch? I watched that McDonald's thing, which was just wild and weird.
Mhm.
I've been watching a lot of Nailed It on Netflix with Nicole Byer because I love Nicole
really?
Byer. Yeah.
She was
Love
on
Nicole Byer.
Lego Masters for that one episode.
Oh yeah, I watched Lego Masters too. Yeah, so Nicole Byer is amazing in every way. Like I listened to I think like 4 of her fucking podcasts. Because she has a podcast called Newcomers with Lauren Lapkus where they watch all the Star Wars movies. They've never seen any of them. So it's their like first viewing for every single one. It's a great podcast. She also has one with Shasir Zameda from SNL, her best friend, called Best Friends. She also has one, Why Wouldn't You Date Me, which is her essentially being like, I'm single, why is that? She's great. She's on everything. I consume so much Nicole Byer content, it's crazy. But Nailed It 6. And then Lego Masters was a lot. Jake, what did you think of Lego Masters?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting because it's
Is that Brian?
you hear Brian Bickle.
Yeah. Brian, I'm trying to record my podcast.
Shut up!
Jake said shut up.
Hold on, I'm gonna call him.
Don't call him.
You're recording a podcast?
I am. He's just walking around my kitchen singing. Have any of you guys been watching Dave? I totally forgot about that.
No, because I
No, I
don't.
haven't seen it.
It's really great.
Is it? I don't really like him.
Yeah, I don't either.
No?
No,
Yeah,
I think his
I'm not a
music
fan either.
sucks. I hated that
Yes,
that
same.
world song.
I loved it.
I thought it was
so weird.
So
I think he's cringy.
it's very to me.
I love him.
To me, he's also very cringy. Again, I haven't consumed a lot of his content because from what I have consumed, I've been like, oh, I don't think I like this.
Yeah.
But you say it's good?
Yeah, the TV show is great.
Is it about him becoming a rapper?
It is, yeah, it is. It's about him becoming a rapper, but it's also about it really touches on the fact that like all of his music is like the actual content in the song, like the theme of the songs are stupid. But it's really not great because of him. It's great because of all of the other people that are in the show, like all of the other characters.
Okay.
Really make it a great show. But I will say, you know what? Now thinking about it, you probably won't like it.
Yeah, I just his whole aesthetic to me is like Weird Al, but I'm not gonna try.
Oh, Reed.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
read.
Because at
Yeah,
least Weird
that's a
Al will
read.
try, and it's like slapstick polka bullshit, but it's like he put some time into it. I feel like everything I've consumed of Dave's, it's been, oh, did he spend like 2 seconds on his notes app on his phone? Cool. Like, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm doing too harsh a critique for having not consumed almost any of his media, but that's just my opinion.
I think that's funny.
Yeah. But
Um,
Shelby, have you watched that Lego Masters show?
no, I haven't. I don't even know what it is.
So
it's like the most positive reality show I've ever seen.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So what
Jimmy, what are you eating? Sorry.
what is he eating? I want to know.
A rubber
wanna know.
band. It's a
Oh,
rubber
no.
band. Okay, sorry.
Tell
Lego Masters. What's that all about?
So it's like a competition reality show where like they go on in groups of 2, and each week a team is eliminated as most shows. But every week they're given a task of like what to build out of Legos, and it's like people who really know how to build Legos. And that's it. It's hosted by Will Arnett. Bunch of guests come on. It was actually like for a show that I really didn't give a shit about. It was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
There's-
Like I said, it had this weird thing where it was really, like I said, it was positive, which is a weird change from most reality shows where I feel like they're not positive. You know what I mean?
And the only part of it
Totally.
that wasn't positive was this shitty ass queer dude who okay, I'm gonna just go off on this guy because
Okay.
I am
Go
so
off.
he was so frustrating.
With the beard?
yes.
Yes, he was annoying.
So one of the teams, they were like a ring. Part of it was like they'd never met before. They met on a forum and they decided to sign up and they were going to meet in LA and they got it and they did it. They weren't friends. They didn't know each other, but they were both Lego heads and they were like, let's go. One of them is this sort of like very queer, kind of androgynous. I'm using he pronouns because I don't think at any point he discusses his pronouns, but I'm assuming he, which may not be correct, but they rather. They're just a piece of shit. Like the whole time, their partner, she's awesome. She's really nice. She's very like positive and wanting to do stuff. And at a certain point, she's got these good ideas, and he's like, "You just don't know what you're doing, and you're this, and you're that, and blah blah blah." And they're constantly like in the bottom. They made it to the top 3. Spoiler alert. And I was like, "What the fuck? How did this happen?" Like, whatever. They ended up being fine in the end, I guess. Oh my god, they're just a kind of person who like is just some shitty gay who I feel like hates women and just like talked down to his partner the entire time, and it was so boring.
Ew.
Yeah.
And to be honest, they should have been eliminated like the first episode.
Oh, they were terrible.
They were awful.
Yeah.
They were like really bad.
I was legit surprised they weren't the first or second ones to go home. And then the only thing that saved them for the next few episodes is that a couple teams really kind of failed. But then after that, there were a couple episodes that I was like, oh, they should be going home. They're in the bottom. But then they ended up not being the one to go home. I was like, what is this show doing?
I didn't know. So this may just be, I don't know. That the one other pair was a couple. The like older dudes.
Oh, yeah. They're from Oakland.
Yeah, I was because me and Nicole were watching it pretty diligently, and then when they got eliminated, they were like, "I'm just happy to be here with my husband." Me and Nicole were like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
I was like, I thought these dudes were just hella mad bros. What's going on here? Like it was like really shocking.
You didn't get that?
No, I didn't at all.
Oh.
Because I don't think they had at least explicitly mentioned it before.
No, but there were a couple times where they like walked in holding hands, and then there was definitely a moment where one of them was having a breakdown, and he gave him a hug. He's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I love you too."
Jake just thought they were bros.
I mean, bros can love each other. That's true. Like a hashtag no homo situation.
Hashtag bro.
Are you going shopping?
Bro out.
bro up, bro out, bro in, dog. No, I was fully convinced that the younger frat boy guys were gay, or at least one of them was. And then Eric and I have a theory. I don't know, whatever. That
It's gotta be the one in the really tight shirt.
Well, no, they're whatever.
Whoa, Jacob.
The winner.
Whoa, we didn't deserve to hear that.
No,
Sorry.
he wore incredibly tight shirts, and they were like, it was a running gag where they're like, "Oh, are you lifting weights?" And he's like, and he's like, ah. It's like it was so stupid. But the spoiler alert winners, he and his wife, the whole time, even though like the first episode, Eric and I were like, "Oh, he's gay."
Definitely.
He's gay. She's a beard. And then halfway through, they'd like plan to be like, "We're pregnant" on the show. And also part of their whole thing, like why they should win conversation was like, there's no stronger bond than motherhood. Nothing beats that. And it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like not as like a knock to like raising children and being a mom, but it was like this, I don't know. I feel like it was a very strategic way to be like, we want to win, so we're going to announce our pregnancy and then at the end be like, I'm a like only moms, and I'm just like, okay, cool, great, got it, thanks. Like, I don't know, there's
such a complex that goes behind that.
Yeah, it was a little, I don't know, it was weird, and their whole like, their PDA was off. It was so like, they would look at each other and be like, and then like kiss, and I'm like, I don't know who hired these actors, but I hope they're SAG because they're not convincing me that they're a real couple. But
oh god,
that was that show.
Where is this streaming on?
They had Psycho Eyes.
Hulu.
Oh man,
they did have Psycho Eyes.
Maybe after The Hills, I'll watch that.
It's fun. It's like honestly solid background show too. It's like it's a show if you don't.
While you're doing something else.
Yeah, while you're doing something else, and just like look and be like, oh no shit, they fucked up. That sucks. And be like, oh, they went home. Damn. Like it really it's not something you need to pay a lot of attention to, but it's cool. It's fun.
Okay.
For someone who doesn't care, I'd sure have a lot of opinions apparently. So that's cool. Great. Good to know about myself.
I think I'm gonna watch that once I'm done with The Hills, but I'm thoroughly invested in The Hills right now, so it's gonna have to be after.
What season are you on The Hills? Did you already say that? I don't know if you said that.
I didn't say I don't know what season I'm on right now, actually. I think I'm on season 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So I still have a few more to go.
Dope. How many seasons were there? Like 20?
A lot. No, I think there were more. I think it was closer to 10.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So
that's wild. What a bizarre concept for television. Like
it's just weird because it's obviously scripted. They're obviously actors, but it feels like it's still also real.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like real people, but like they have shit in their life that producers stage, and that's like a living for them. That's weird.
Which is like go off because honestly, if given the chance, I mean, I think I'm probably too old at this point. If given the chance to be on one of those like reality shows where you have to, it's just like real, but it's like fake, like this show, I would absolutely do it.
Oh, I would too.
That would be so.
Would.
That would be so fun because then you're getting to like dramatize every day in a way that is just like fun and almost like performance art. Not to say that The Hills or Laguna Beach is performance art because that's not what I'm saying, and I feel like I'm giving it way too much credit. But kind of. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, that show was performance art.
It technically falls under that category.
Yeah. I would do it.
So
I would do it in a second.
I'm very invested.
Yeah.
I just have to see what happens with Audrina and Justin Bobby.
Justin Bobby?
You don't remember Justin Bobby?
So I never watched the show.
Oh, Justin Bobby is a piece of shit male model that Audrina is like in love with, but they've been on and off for 2 years, and he wore combat boots to the beach, and it was a big deal.
Oh my god! Wait, is his last name Bobby?
No. So what the funny thing is that his name isn't Bobby at all. His name is Justin, but he was trying to get all of his friends to call him Bobby, and so all of the girls call him Justin Bobby because he's a tool, and they're like, he's a tool. So we're not going to call him by what he wants to. I'm going to start a Hills podcast, man.
Do it. You should.
Who would even listen to that?
A lot of people, Shelby. A lot of people watch that show.
I wanted to do a Scrubs one.
Oh, but the actors from Scrubs are already doing that.
That's true.
They just started
it. To it.
Yeah.
No, but people fucking love a recap podcasts from like shows that they watched growing up. Legit, it's such a market. Shelby, you should do it because people are all about that nostalgic bullshit. They want it so bad. They want to go back. So I listened to one of them for RuPaul's Drag Race. It's with Willem and Alaska, who are contestants, called Race Chaser, where they go, when it's not a current airing season, they go back. And I think right now in the catalog, they're on season 4.
Oh, damn.
So they go episode by episode and discuss what I don't know. It's a really entertaining podcast, especially since I've seen a lot of the show. It's fun. People love it, Shelby. It'll do great.
Maybe I should see if anybody else has done any first, so then I can just enjoy them.
Oh yeah, people probably have. Maybe, but that doesn't mean you can't not. That doesn't mean you can't do it.
That's true. We shall see. We'll see. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that.
What would you call it? What would you call it if you made it?
Oh my god.
The Hills Have Lies.
Whoa.
I was gonna say The Thrills, but that's good too.
The Hills Have Lies podcast. But that's the only problem is because that's like so close to the horror franchise.
Yeah, they might think that it's the Hills Have Eyes podcast, and then they're gonna be really disappointed.
Yeah, because it's like
when they're
the
hearing
Hills.
me talking about people's dating life.
I mean, go off.
But the theme song to The Hills is that Unwritten song by Natasha Bedingfield.
Yes. Staring at the blank page before you, open up a dirty window.
Yeah.
Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot quite reach.
It's exactly that part, actually.
For something in a distance,
it starts onto that.
so close you can almost taste it.
Release your inhibition.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can do it for you.
Oh my God.
Only you can let it in. No one else.
Could you imagine being a horror fan and going to listen to that podcast and be like, the first episode is literally Lauren going to her new apartment to find Heidi at the pool, but like, really, she should have been unpacking.
That's
what a bitch.
The drama? Wait, that's the drama? Ew.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, why are you
And
at the
Heidi's
pool?
like, but we moved to LA to have fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
That is so silly. I love that.
Oh,
Maybe I have to watch this show
Yeah.
because that's terrible.
it's so bad.
That is so
is.
funny. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
No, it would. I feel like I would. Well, I was gonna say I feel like I'd get upset, but I'm like, isn't that the point? Like, don't you want to react to something?
I
So maybe
don't
I would
really
love it.
know. I don't really know. It could go either way if you love it or hate it.
Yeah.
You have to be able to get over the fact that it's really cheesy.
Oh yeah, and that it's a bunch of rich white kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, totally.
Their problems are absolutely minimal.
Yeah,
Like,
because like the privilege and entitlement that comes along with these characterizations of people.
yeah.
I'm
Like
sure.
they move there, and you definitely know that like daddy's paying for their apartment, for
Yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure.
it's a whole thing.
So I think there's a certain part of me that would be like disgusted by consuming
Yeah.
that. But if I got over that, I feel like I would be thoroughly entertained. Wait, what?
You're like, I'd be disgusted consuming that, and here I am.
Oh no,
consuming it
I'm
like my
sorry.
morning coffee.
I absolutely did not mean that as a read.
I
At
don't think
all.
you do, dude.
I'm
just
sorry.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, canon now. Shelby hates me. Oh, okay. I decided yesterday that E.T. is canonically a Star Wars film.
Because he's
Oh.
in the Phantom Menace.
Yes. Hold on, Lucy. Hey,
Oh.
because E.T. or the aliens from the planet that E.T. So E.T.'s four people, whatever, like his ancestors. That's the word. Oh my God. E.T.'s E.T.'s four people. Oh my God. No, yeah, I'm just gonna refer to ancestors as four people now.
I'm weak.
So his ancestors were in the Phantom Menace. Like canonically, they were there. They were an Easter egg. They exist. We see it. When E.T. comes back, or when he's on Earth in this movie, Star Wars exists as a franchise. So like Elliot's showing him like his Lando toy, right?
Yep.
And then when they're going trick or treating,
Yep.
E.T. walks by Yoda, a kid in a Yoda costume, and wants to go say hi. And I'm like, yes. And it's scored by the same composer.
Hmm?
Yeah. John Williams.
Yeah, Jonathan Williams. Jonathan Williams. And so it sounds very much like. Anyways, it's like that's not a. I don't know what I'm saying. I thought it was fun and funny, and I think it's a
This
part.
is a conspiracy podcast now.
Yeah, we are.
Conspiracy in the hills.
Conspiracy in the Hills. We're gonna call it
Oh.
a Star Wars conspiracy podcast called The Phantom Headache.
Oh my God. That's great. That's so good.
We're doing it.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing it. It's canon.
I
It's
recall seeing something on the internet of someone being like, "Hey, listen, I know it's tough right now, but don't start a podcast." Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Well, I mean, I will say to a lot of people, don't start a podcast because a lot of people are boring as fuck, and I don't want to hear their opinions. But there's a lot of cool creative people out there who are not straight white men.
And I do want to
Because-
hear their opinion.
And because of that, I would love to hear that. Like, yeah, get a mic, go off, like, tell a story on some. I don't know, go just say something. It is funny though to see how many celebrities are doing podcasts
Yeah.
because now it's like when previously podcasts were not a medium they'd considered. Now that they're stuck at home, it's like I'm gonna do this, and I say that because Turk and JD from Scrubs, Jake, just
Yes.
like started that literally.
I saw it literally just started.
Just started, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
But I'll
is,
listen to it though. That's the issue.
you're gonna consume it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, do it. Why not?
Yeah.
It's all here.
I want to talk about how I watched on Shudder, which also Joe Bob's on Shudder. So if you if you like horror movies or whatever, I definitely recommend Shudder as a streaming platform because it's absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They did this thing for their halfway to Halloween thing, which was this month.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Happy halfway to Halloween.
Happy halfway.
They did this little documentary series called Cursed Films that was on there.
Ooh.
And they're like little 30-minute mini docs about movies that are supposedly cursed. Or like were cursed.
Okay.
I only watched 4 out of the 5 episodes because so the first episode was about The Exorcist.
Were you afraid you were gonna get cursed?
No, I just don't like The Omen, so I just didn't watch that episode.
Oh, got it.
And so because the first episode was about The Exorcist, which to me wasn't really that interesting.
Okay.
Because it's all about demons and shit like that, and it's kind of like, well, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But starting with episode 3, where they did Poltergeist, that was absolutely fascinating because if you don't know, there's a lot of unfortunate things that happened after they made that movie.
Like what?
Well, like a year or 2 later, the older sister was murdered by her boyfriend in Los Angeles.
Yikes.
And then on the set of the 3rd movie, the little girl who was in all 3 of them, she was like misdiagnosed with a disease, and they were giving her the wrong treatment, and she died because of it.
Whoa.
Oh no.
And then like a shaman from the 2nd movie died, and then like another person from the 2nd movie died of cancer. Like this whole weird, like all around that same period of time. So that's why it's like a cursed film things. Which, luckily, in these documentaries, I'm gonna spoil a little bit here, is they are really against the idea of it being cursed and just being like, this is real things happening to real people, and attaching that to it is kind of like fucked up. To be like, oh, this movie's cursed because of X, Y, and Z or whatever.
Oh, it's using real life trauma as a way to elicit some kind of like
totally, yeah,
mood.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's also like people are looking for an explanation as to why all these things happen because it doesn't make any sense, and it's like,
and somebody being like, oh, it's cursed.
Well,
it's shitty.
Well, yeah, because so if you've never seen Poltergeist, there's a scene in the movie where it's revealed that the houses are built on top of an Indian burial ground,
and they use real bones.
Yeah, and the rumor is that they used real skeletons in a scene in the movie.
Ew!
And that's why it was cursed, quote unquote. Which the props masters in the doc, and he's like, we did not use real skeletons.
Oh, they didn't? Oh, damn it! I thought they did.
Oh no, sorry, they did.
Yeah.
But he was like, here's this movie that uses it, here's that movie. He's like, the original Frankenstein, this movie, that movie. And he's like, sure, all those people are dead now, but they died of old age. So like, I don't know what it's like. He's like, it's cheaper to use real skeletons in these movies. And like, here's like a million movies where they use actual skeletons or whatever.
Oh God.
Because at the time it was cheaper. But that episode was great. The one on the crow was absolutely fantastic.
Ooh.
Because that whole thing that. So I'd never heard the circumstances of the accident that happened, and it was really fascinating to hear that for the first time.
With the bullet?
Well, it was like this really weird, unfortunate set of circumstances where there was just like a miscommunication in the prop department, and there was like a dummy bullet stuck inside of a gun, and then he eventually got shot with the dummy bullet.
Yeah.
Like, it was horrible. But that also goes into his dad's death, because there's the whole weird thing where his dad's last movie that he died in the middle of making was a movie where his character in the movie gets shot making a movie on accident.
Yeah.
So like there's that whole weird thing. And then the last episode was on the Twilight Zone movie, which was honestly a really depressing episode.
Oh, that's so sad.
That one was really depressing to watch because it was like, because they showed some of the accident footage and it was just absolutely unfortunate to watch. But it was a great series of cool little factual things and people that are like really showing the effect that it had on everybody that made the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, except for John Landis, he's kind of a piece of shit.
Who's John Landis?
He was the director of that segment in the Twilight Zone movie where the people got killed.
Oh, yeah.
Because spoilers, he was using children that weren't union actors because you're not supposed to film with kids at night. So he just said, fuck that. And they hired kids off the street too.
Ugh, gross.
So it was all, and those kids ended up getting killed, by the way.
Oh shit.
By helicopter blades.
Yeah, I've seen the footage before. Even like when you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, it's.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before.
The footage is terrifying.
They do not notify you that they're going to show it, by the way. there's no warning, like, oh, like this has graphic images, like
Well,
it just happens.
'cause
You're like, what the fuck?
Part of
Like,
it too is that like because everything happens so fast, there's not really much like nothing is like explicitly graphic, but seeing the scene, it's like, no, those people are dead now. Like seeing a helicopter crash onto people, you're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
So you're watching this scene of like horrific accidental violence, but it's not like I don't know. It's hard to explain that it's not like close up gruesome. You're seeing this happen like very clearly.
Totally, yeah. It's not some like live leak stuff.
Yeah, it's not that. But it is a video of the death of these actors, which is terrifying and awful.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But to pick it up, also available on Shudder. But I have a Blu-ray copy. Nicole and I watched Tammy and the T-Rex finally.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
What's that?
Which is so it's a movie starring from 1994, starring Denise Richards and Paul Walker.
Okay.
What?
where they're Tammy and Michael, which when you start the movie it says Tanny and the T-Rex for some reason. Also in the credits, she's credited as Tanny.
They got the name wrong.
Yes. So what it is they're a couple in high school. And Tammy, who's played by Denise Richards, has this shitty ex-boyfriend who doesn't like Paul Walker because he's moved in on his girl and they're dating now or whatever. And so he takes him to a wild animal park, and the boyfriend, he gets killed by a lion or a tiger or something.
Oh my god.
And he's put into a coma.
Okay.
Well, meanwhile, there's this doctor that has an animatronic T-Rex that he wants to make sentient, and he's looking for a brain to put in it.
Hell yeah!
He visits the hospital and gets Paul Walker's brain and puts it in this T-Rex.
That's fucking sick.
I have so much love for you because you really just watched the weirdest shit.
Well,
really?
I'll explain why I watch, because given this basic setup, I probably would have never watched it because it just sounds horrible, right?
I mean, I'm sold.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds weird. So he's in a coma, and then it's this whole wacky thing ensues where he's like, at a party, and people are like, oh my god, there's a dinosaur, and then they're like chasing them across town. There's all these cops and all that stuff like that. And so what makes this movie strange is it was released in 1994 direct to video as a PG-13 movie. And what it was is in I forget what year. I think it was in 2018 or 2019, they discovered all this footage that was cut from the movie that are these super gory scenes of him wreaking havoc on the bullies that killed him, essentially. And he's like tearing people apart in this T-Rex thing.
That's sick.
And so they had shot all this footage for the movie. They got cut from the original one because the idea was that they were Jurassic Park had just come out. And the guy who made it, wanted to capture that same crowd. He was like, "You shot all this gore in this movie. How are we supposed to have like the teenagers rent this? Because the video store's out of Jurassic Park. Let's just rent this Tammy and the T-Rex movie."
Oh my god.
And so they cut all that out. And honestly, so I've never seen the original version. I've only seen the gore cut. I don't see how this functions as a movie without the gore in it. Because the whole impetus of the movie, after he kills all the bullies, it's like, what now? Like, without the scenes of him murdering the bullies, it's like, I don't understand how it works as a movie. It's just really bizarre.
The act of violence of killing the bullies is kind of like the inciting plot device that like the movie is sort of surrounded by.
Building towards. Yeah. It's like him getting revenge on everybody. And there's none of that in the regular version, in the like PG-13 version of it.
In the PG-13,
so I really don't understand how it functions.
Do they reference that moment in the PG-13 version, even though the moment didn't happen?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
So I can't tell you.
It's late. It's just like, remember when that all happened? And people are like, what?
Yeah, because there's this big party scene where he just starts tearing people in half, and he's like stomping on people and doing all this stuff. So I'm like, what? Without this, how does this movie even function at all?
Yeah.
But it's high on my recommendation list because it's so fun and bizarre. It's like Denise Richards and Paul Walker's one of their like first roles that they ever did. And it's really just weird to see. It's so fun and just bizarre.
I love that.
Yeah, it's on Shudder because they just did this like 4K restoration on it, and it's like looks way better than it ever should have. But it's like really fun. It's got a lot of.
Oh my God, Hubert!
The person who plays the evil doctor is Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
What?
It's the guy who plays the dead body.
Hell yeah!
And
Get that man a
Pedro
gig.
from Napoleon Dynamite is in it. It's really a bizarre movie. The one thing that I will that is kind of annoying in it is it has that that gay best friend stereotype character in it.
Ooh, we love.
Which we all love that, right?
Yeah.
Which to be honest, he's also the highlight of the movie.
So
but,
is it like an out gay character or is it just an effeminate?
No, it's completely out gay character.
Oh, really?
He's listed as gay in the movie. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely different than just like an alluded to best friend who's effeminate that they don't get to.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's a black gay character. There you go.
Oh wow.
We're
That's
and
even better.
His dad's the sheriff, which is just also weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, Tammy and the T-Rex. I mean, Tanny
and
the T-Rex.
Tanny and the T-Rex. Yeah. But it's it's in that same category as this is when you're having some beers and you're like, let's watch some weird movie, and it's like, oh, let's watch Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Like it's just a fun one to put on and really enjoy.
Can we do a music video that's based on the plot of Tammy and the T-Rex?
We definitely
down. I'm down.
I haven't even seen it, but I'm on board.
Killing all of our bullies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the guy that plays a bully is a total annoying little. He's so unattractive because compared to Denise Richards, that you're like, this is not believable at all.
Oh
like,
really?
There's no way this guy is so like nerdy, ugly looking that there's no way. But it's a fun watch. Definitely high on my rec list now.
High on your Parks and Rec list?
It is.
I'll have to watch it. That's so silly.
Yeah, that actually sounds dope.
Yeah, it was Nicole told me that she was not in a great mood before we watched it, but it put her in a good mood watching it. So.
Aww.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's great. Hell yeah. I want to watch that now.
My dog is like, I have to pee, but I'm not going to go outside.
I'm going to pee right here.
No, he'll hold it, but he'll just be like super antsy until he goes.
Be like, I got to go.
And
it's
also,
like he's lazy.
I was just reading the way they made the movie was a guy came to the producer and said, hey, I have an animatronic T-Rex. And then he went to the writer and said, I need a script. And we have a month to get this done. And so the guy wrote the script in a week.
Oh, go off. That's sick.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. That's exactly how that sounds like it was made.
We love it. We love a deadline. Love a deadline.
Oh, my God.
Good for them. Honestly, yeah. That's like the best student project.
That's amazing.
Okay, I have to spoil something. There's a scene where Paul Walker and her ex-boyfriend are fighting, and all they're doing is just grabbing each other by the balls and squeezing.
Oh my God.
And it goes on for like 2 minutes of them doing that for some reason. It's so bizarre.
Ew.
This is
so
gross.
Weird.
Goofy.
That sounds gross.
I just
that
remember
sounds
that because I saw
not
a
fun to
picture
watch.
of it.
Hell yeah.
It sounds not fun to watch.
That sounds so
What
silly.
the fuck?
I'm down to watch it if you guys want to watch it.
Movie night.
Well, Jake,
I have a Blu-ray copy.
You have a Blu-ray copy?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Movie night.
Yeah.
After the quarantine.
After Quar.
Quar.
That was fun, guys.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The natural energy has brought us to a close.
It feels that way.
It always does.
It always does. Life finds a way, speaking of dinosaurs.
Well,
We love it.
We love it.
Bring it to the circle.
Yeah. Circle of life. That one's not dinosaurs. But this has been the Lousy Advice Podcast. Lousy
Advice Podcast.
Lousy Advice Podcast. Lousy Advice
Lousy
Podcast.
Advice Podcast.
Lousy Advice Podcast.
Yes.
Thank you guys for calling and chilling and talking about shit you've been consuming the past week.
I thought you were thanking them for calling, and I was like, nobody called.
You guys called.
Not yet. We called.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were like, "Thanks for calling in."
Oh, I mean, we could get people to call in. I'm down.
Yeah, people are.
We can.
That would be fun. Yeah, let's get somebody. Tell Brian next time to put him on. Tell your boyfriend to go on the pod.
I'll be there this weekend. I'll try to convince him.
Yeah, tell him. Just be like, hey, let's do a.
We want to talk to you.
Yeah. Mr. Allweather.
He's gonna be like, why?
I'm gonna bombard him with so many questions. It's gonna be great.
We should
love it.
We should do an episode for a release we have coming up that would involve people that we know.
Yeah, Brian.
Yes.
We have to.
We should do that.
I'll convince it.
Yeah.
I'll convince him.
Let's
I'll
do
try.
it. Hell yeah.
Tight.
Okay, I'm so down.
Yeah, because that's
Alright.
gonna be the next one, huh?
Mhm.
That is gonna be the next one.
Oh my gosh.
All right, y'all. Well, I love you
Alrighty.
both. Thank you guys for listening to the Lousy
We
Advice
love each other.
podcast. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Sunday.
Good night and
Yeah, I want to
goodbye.
eat some more pizza.
Good night
Oh,
and
yeah.
good luck. JK, LOL. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.